Jennifer here. I am doing an introduction to give you a little background on Duke Agares, and from different sources. I done something similar for the Bael video, for the Goetia Pathworking series. So without further ado, let's talk about Agares a little before we get into my ritual work and some of what I've been working on in this part of the pathworking. So Agares, or Agreus, I think, which is spelled Agreas. He's one of, or whatever you want to say. He's one of the 72 spirits of King Solomon. One of the things I had a little trouble finding enough information about, so I just have a little bit, and I had to do some subsequent research, is that Agares is considered one of the fallen angels, and before the fall, he was of the order of virtues, which was a middle hierarchy. I'm not as familiar with the hierarchy of angels, so it was a middle hierarchy that were known for their control of the elements. They also assisted with miracles and helping humans on matters of faith. So Agares is also thought to have been a pre-Christian pagan god, like many others who were demonized and turned into demons. As such, it's thought that Agares was derived from the Greek god Argus and serves as the allegory to that. Argus was described as having an estimated 100 eyes, and was a giant, but this is also at odds with the perception of Agares as sort of, that, almost angelic feminine features with the flowing blonde hair and whatnot. So I don't know. I'm just doing some research to get some background on the historical context of this. So according to the Ars Goetia, or the Lesser Key of Solomon, Agares, or Agreus, is the second spirit, and he is under the power of the East, and cometh up in the form of an old fair man riding upon a crocodile, carrying a goshawk, I don't know, upon his fist, and yet mild in appearance. He maketh them run that stand still, and bringeth back runaways. He teaches all languages or tongues presently. He hath power also to destroy dignities, both spiritual and temporal, and causeth earthquakes. He was one of the order of virtues, which I mentioned above. He hath under his government 31 legions of spirits, and this is his seal or character, which thou shalt use as a layman before the, that's it, what's in the book. So also on the thumbnail. From Colin de Plancy's Dictionary Infernal, Agares, which in this version, it's spelled slightly different. It's Ageuares. So sometimes you're going to see a fluctuation in the spelling. Now, are these all entirely separate spirits, or the one that just is spelled differently in different sources? I'm going to say it's probably all the same spirit. It's just spelled differently. So again, Agares is of the order of virtues, who governs 31 legions, appears riding on a crocodile carrying a sparrowhawk. Okay, that makes more sense now. He is said to make deserters return and can cause enemies to flee. He can exalt people, teach all languages, and make the earth spirits dance. How nice. According to Johann Wehr's Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, the first duke under the power of the East is named Agares. He cometh up midly. He appears willingly in the likeness of a fair old man riding upon a crocodile and carrying a hawk on his fist. He teacheth presently all manner of tongues. The spelling on some of these old things is atrocious. Tongues, Toongs. He fetcheth back all run away, and maketh them run and stand still. He overthroweth all the dignities. He maketh earthquakes. That has in parentheses, and makes spirits of the earth dance, and is of the order of virtues, having under his regiment, again, 31 legions. And so we know those legions, because as I mentioned in the Bael video, I wanted to know what the unit count was, and apparently currently it's 6,666. So times that times 31. So a lot of legions. According to the Grand Grimoire, or the Red Dragon, Agares is a subordinate of Lucifer's Roquefoucauld. The dictionary Infernal terms him as a Grand Duke of the East in Hell. He shows himself under the features of the Lord, riding a crocodile, hawk in hand. He brings back fugitive from the party he protects and routs the enemy. He gives the dignities, teaches all languages, and makes dance spirits of earth. He is of one of the orders of virtues and has 31 legions. So you can kind of see as I'm going through these how like things get clarified, or they're similar but slightly different. So lastly, according to S. Conley's Demonolatry, Goetia, Agares teaches all languages, destroys dignities, finds runaways, causes earthquakes. It is said that you should wear a sigil after the work in question. Seek Agares for wisdom and friendship, and to make your garden grow. He also gives advice on financial matters with regard to projects. His designation is Duke. His color is green. His incense is sandalwood. Metal is copper. Planet Venus. Element is earth. The N is Rayon, Ganon, Ire, Da, Agares. And the dates are March 31st to April 10th. So that's the little intro on Agares. What I'm going to go over now before we get into the ritual part. In that I talk about, so I combine this also with S. Conley's Book of Agares Ritual, which is a separate book, which is also out in my living room. I show it later in the video. So highly recommend it. Excuse me. I highly recommend it. I think I'm on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so I just finished day 3 of the consecration. After you do the main ritual, you have to do the pillar rite every day for 5 to 7 days to keep and you keep the book on your altar. And gotta say, I haven't even written anything in the manifestation journal yet, but I did include it with my vision board, which you can sort of hold on. Nope, that way. It's over there. Yes, I made a demonic vision board. So, and when I talk about, damn it, in the video underneath, it's hard pointing because it's on the camera. It's the exact opposite. So underneath that is a little planter, which is what I put the lodestone in, which I go over in the ritual video. So, yeah, so I'm going to go over a little bit because this is the Goetia workbook that, using in the 76-week Goetia. So let me get back here. Okay, so we have Agares. So there's different things in here you can write down about your experiences in working. Some of it's just kind of like your own, like when did you start working with them, and what was the moon phase and the time, etc. So, I mean, I started working with them like just before the full moon is on, I think tomorrow. So, or maybe starting tomorrow. So, the tarot card I associate with him is art. The stones, because his color is green, so I ended up associating kind of peridot with him, which is a stone I like to use a lot for like manifestation, especially for like money stuff as well. Herbs associated: sandalwood, sage, pennyroyal, myrrh, carnation, and copal. My keyword focus was manifestation, because that is from the Book of Agares. You're basically creating like a book of manifestation. So my personal intent was the ritual of the Book of Agares, focused on manifestation and consecrating my vision board. I will get better at this. I might put something on my screen to I'm like, point this way. So my offering notes, let's see, ritual oil, incense, labradorite. So in the video, I think I show, or I don't know if I showed it in this one, but it may have been in the Baal video as well. But I have a little carved labradorite. It's got like a lion face, and the other one has a dragon in it. And I used that as an offering. Was blood offered? I do the diabetic lancet finger prick. Ritual notes, So I just kind of talk a little bit about the Book of Agares. Continue with the Pillarites. So for the Pillarites, I burn 3 gold candles, anointed with the special oil. From the Book of Agares, I evoke Agares with the N. And, you know, there's a little recitation that I do, like, this is my Book of Agares. So I noticed that even while I was still working with Bael, Agares was really starting to come through for me. So on the parts of the path working that focused on like ascension, which would be like, you know, channeling, deep meditation, astral travel, invocation, like working with them outside of the ritual aspect of it, is I might excerpt this out into a separate video because this video is going to probably be about an hour long, because that's about how long the Bael video was. But this was some information that came through, and I think I might pull this out and make a little like message video about it, because I think it's an interesting thing to contemplate. So from Agares, this is, I put in parentheses, this is about demons. We are mirrors. We reflect you in how you see us, i.e. good, bad. If you're an asshole, we will treat you as such. If you fear us, we will give you something to fear. If you respect us, we will treat you with respect and guide you up in your journey. If you seek to destroy, you will destroy, but this includes you too. If you besmirch our kind and blame us for your human ego misdeeds, we will not be here for you in the future. If you do evil for the sake of ego and presence, know yourself. This is your ego projection. We are not your ego. To join in union of ascension, we become one, the all, the essence, timeless unity on which all things are possible. So I thought that was a nice little message from Agares. Because a lot of, for me personally, I'm just going to wrap this part up pretty quickly. When I work with spirits, I am working to understand them better, to communicate, to understand their nature, what they are. And I think what I was kind of getting at with this, with Agares, was kind of like, well, what are demons? Or what? Because there's so many different ways people work with these spirits, and they're all very different. And some of them are questionable at best. And, you know, I was kind of like, well, what do you do in these situations? Like, I am seeking understanding more than anything I am in working with the demonic divine. So that said, enjoy the ritual video coming up here. Hey, it's Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals, and this is the week 2 of the Goetia Pathworking for Agares. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. If you watched the previous video on Bael, link below, or follow the playlist, the ritual working that I was doing with Bael relates into some of the ritual work that I was instructed to do with Agares. So some of that is based upon the Goetic Pathworking, and then the other parts of it are from drop the book, the Book of Agares by S. Conley. This gives you a ritual to do to basically create a manifestation journal with Agares. So before we get into this part, I'm going to kind of go a little bit into some of the preliminary stuff in my workings with this. I will be adding some stuff later, so probably different background, all that fun stuff. So anyways, Agares is a Duke, and the color is green, incense sandalwood, metal is copper, planet Venus, element is earth. The N is Rayon, Ganin, IR, Da, Agares. And the dates are March 31st to April 10th. So Agares teaches languages, destroys dignities, finds runaways, and causes earthquakes. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit there with on the earthquake thing is because I like to make this point in a lot of videos. You can look at that literally, or you can look at it metaphorically or symbolically. Like you could, if what does an earthquake do? Think about the fundamentals. You look at the shifting of tectonic plates. So you're looking at the shifting of major foundational forces, and the earth breaking up or slipping. So that's something like thinking about that outside the literal context. It could be an earthquake in symbolically in that sense of something that shakes up the system, something that breaks the mold, breaks the barriers, um, has a lot of force to it. There's a lot of elemental energy there as well because earthquakes can cause tsunamis. So we want to think of things sometimes not as literally as we do. So moving on, in the author's notes, it said that you should wear his sigil after his work in question, seek Agares for wisdom and friendship, and to make your garden grow. He also gives advice on financial matters with regards to projects. So that's part for me is why I am working this kind of in tandem with the ritual I did as part of the pathworking with Bael, to increase visibility for my brand, myself, my business, etc. So that's just the TLDR, but watch the other video for more information. So like, and you could use, what I love about Conley's work is that like, this is applicable to really, you could take this methodology and apply it to anything you wanted to pathwork. It doesn't have to be demonolatry. I mean, you could take this methodology and pathwork, an entire pantheon or, something like that. Like I could use this methodology to pathwork, say the Greek pantheon. It'll be a lot of work, but you see what I mean. So for Agares, we went over some of that. They said you should wear sigil after the work in question, seek Agares for wisdom and friendship, blah, blah, blah. We went over that. So we're going to be doing, again, the meditation. I still am working on the preliminary stuff with the meditation part of it. Did a little bit of the free writing, also have to do some dream work. And like I mentioned in the Bael video, what I do for the dream work, I take the sigil. I also have this one for Agares. This is from the sigil, the Laman from Goetia Impressions. Take my eye mask, put it so the sigil would be facing my third eye, put that inside the eye mask, and wrap it around to secure it. Helps if you have a band on your eye mask to keep it in place. It's, I sleep with a CPAP mask, so I'm used to my face being kind of uncomfortable, so it doesn't bother me that much, which is ironic considering I have all the sensory processing issues that I do. So I'm going to put on my Agares Laman because I'm going to be doing that work soon. So again, we'll be doing the free writing, which is kind of like what we hope to learn from Agares. I'm not only interested in the manifestation and financial aspects, but like some of the other aspects too would be really, I would work with Agares on languages, because you know what kind of is a language? Algorithms. So again, it's thinking outside the box when you're doing like any of this pathworking and rituals and really kind of like pushing the limits on what you can do and what you can achieve. And I'm sorry, but like black magic, a left-hand path, isn't all just about cursing people who piss in your Wheaties or whatever. If that's your version of black magic, okay, bro, whatever. But like actually working with demons through demonolatry is so much more valuable and enriching than you can possibly imagine if all you're doing is just cursing people because your butt hurt over stuff. But I digress. Who was coming through for that? Someone had some things to say. So we have the free writing exercise, which is where you kind of work through kind of what you want to, more formally, what you want to work with Agares on. The dream work aspect, and then you have the invocation. The first one you do where you vibrate the N of Agares and sit in his presence. And then this is part of the demonic arts and crafts, which is going to sort of overarch with the Book of Agares ritual, what I'm doing for these invocations and the ritual part of it. I just want to build a stronger relationship with Agares. I only previously worked with Agares in the creation and also with Oribus in the creation of the mirror warding portal spray that I made, protection spray that I made. Mirror warding and portal closing, that one. So I think I'd done some research and found that those two specific goetic entities were the ones that I should work with on doing mirror warding. So I want to get to know Agares better and work with Agares more. So we have that first invocation. The second invocation is, again, you're going to start with vibrating the N. And, this is, again, asking the Agares for wisdom, advice, clarity on the things that he would, or they would. I mean, they appear to how whatever you want them to. So if Agares could be a woman, Agares could be a man, Agares could be a frog. Or I don't think he's a frog. I think he's, this does look like a frog. I'm sorry. Apparently to me, all of the goetic sigils look like frogs. So again, for this invocation, you can also do this by going into an ascension and speaking directly with the demonic force. An ascension is, in demonolatry terms, what like astral travel, deep meditation, channeling, that sort of thing. So there's just different terminology. So the last is creating a spell or ritual. That's where the Book of Agares comes in. And then the last day is rest, reflect, plan, and meditate for. So working with the next spirit, which will be Visago. I have not worked with Visago before, so that will be a whole new experience. So what do I have? I'm just looking at, I haven't written too much down yet. So my personal intent is to do the Book of Agares ritual focused on manifestation and also consecrating the vision board that we created in the vision board we created in the Bael ritual. Yeah, no, creating vision boards with demons. It's just weird. Because like, I think of like, let me put the Agares sigil on here as well. I just have to like print that out. But it's like I always think of like vision boards as like some kind of woo-woo spiritual self-care kind of thing. And here I am doing a vision board with demons. So yeah, Agares started coming through pretty strong, like when I was still working with Bael. So that's kind of how this got merged together in doing these workings. So what I am going to do, we have the same rituals, the altar setup that I had for the Bael. I just moved the Bael candle over to the side for now because I'm going to burn those to completion. Same with the other two candles. So we've already called in the elements. So we have Belial, Lucifer, Furious, and Leviathan. We've already done the proper demonolatry evocation of the ZD or DZ sigil, which is to represent Satan. And there are 9 points representing the 9 demonic divinities, different than the 9 demonic gatekeepers. The The 9 divinities are Satan, Lucifer, Flurius, Leviathan, Belial, Varine, Amdusius, Unsir, and Euronymous. And that's a whole other different working that I'm going to be doing to work with all of them. Because I haven't worked with a lot of those, to be honest. So, yeah. So the Book of Agares. I will probably interject maybe after the ritual part any other things that come up, whether it is something related to working with Agares in Ascension, of any channeled messages, of anything else that comes through. I just wanted to record this video since everything's all set up and looking pretty. And so far, so good. I'm sitting on the floor and not dying. So this is a short book. It's just kind of the inspiration from the ritual. So what we're doing here is I'm going to be doing different construction. So I have it's a brand spanking new journal. So this initially was a working kind of that transcends that physical and astral sense. So basically what you do is, this was something that was instructed by Agares. So there's a lot of instructions in here. Like your master supply list is 2 pages long here. You've got, one 250-page journal book, empty, gold and silver paint, sigil of Agares, the end of Agares, a piece of foil, silver mirror, lock of your hair. I'm going to have to nick a piece of that off. Your personal sigil of power. If you don't have one, it can be emitted. If you do bloodletting, diabetic lancets, glue. Yes, I have glue. Clary sage essential oil, Epsom salts for self-cleansing, 1 cup of olive oil for Agares. I actually already made. Did I grab it? Oh, I did. I have an Agares oil. As you may have noticed, I do a lot of custom oils. I have a whole bunch for Goetic demons already designed. So I just made myself a bottle of the Agares oil. So now we've got Agares oil. Also might use some of my manifestation hair stuck to it. My manifestation crystal healing oil. And possibly my Moldavite oil. That just gives things a little extra oomph. And maybe some lodestone oil as well. This is one I bought years ago. I should make a lodestone oil now that I think about it. But anyways. Apparently I'm going to need to run back to my office and grab some lemon balm and frankincense. I did not do that. I got everything else but the lemon balm and frankincense. So what you're going to do with this is, there's a whole process where I'm not going to give it all away because, and this is available, I think, on Kindle Unlimited as well. So there's particular instructions. So there's a page in which you put a mirror in here. You put the sigil of Agares. I actually got a really nice Agares coin. I don't know. I forget the name of the business I got it from. I have to grab my lemon balm and frankincense. I might be able to find it. But so basically what you're going to do is you're going to charge and consecrate this book. And that means going through and consecrating every single page. So I'm not going to include all of that in the ritual because there's a lot of pages in here, and that's going to get really boring really fast. So what the premise of what this is it's going to provide you with a manifestation book. So what you would be doing is, in this book, you're going to look at okay, so January 2024, what do I want to manifest today? Or oh crap, this came up. I need to manifest $500 to pay for my car inspection or something like that. So you're gonna write all these things because what she found after doing this whole ritual is that everything she put in the book pretty much came true. So what you can do with this, you can make one book and just put everything in that book, or you can create individual books on thematic. Like I would maybe do you could do a love relationship book. You could do a healing and self-worth book. You could do a curse and a mofo book. So you see like or a wealth and prosperity one, or you could do a general all-purpose one. I'm going to start with an all-purpose one for now. I think if there was something the only thing I think I would probably do if necessary is maybe make like a smaller like curse and mofo book. I just don't do a lot of curse work because, like, I'm sorry, the people cursing me are like fucking losers. So, I watch them curse themselves every single day because that's hilarious. Cluck, cluck. Anyways, if you get that reference, I love you. So that's what I'm going to do for this. Similar ritual constructs. I'll probably do the thing and call in the elements again, and whatnot. My rituals kind of vary per instance, I guess. Like I said, and I tend to work very extemporaneously. It's just what works for me because hi, neurodivergent, have some chronic pain issues. I'm sitting on top of 2 floor pillows, and my hips are starting to not feel so great, actually. So, yeah. Wah. All right. Did you go out, Kendall? Well, that's not ideal. There we go. A piece of wax fell on the wick, so it turned the candle off. I always say turning candles off and on like that. There. So that was my bio. I'm gonna anoint my candles first because I forgot to do that last time. So I'm just anointing the Agares candle. And I'm just gonna put some on the vision board. I'll get to that once we get to that point. Also going to put my manifestation oil on the Agares candle. The other candles, because that's really what we're doing here is manifesting all the things. And I feel like we are going to use the Moldavite oil because, sorry, the angle makes my arm look fat. Just because that gives it a lot of extra power. I love Moldavite oil. I love Moldavite in general, simply because it's really brush. Because Moldavite really kind of merges the terrestrial with the celestial, and I love that energy. It's an amazing stone. I also like to use paintbrushes to anoint candles. You have a lot more control, and they're easy to wash, so you don't really have to worry about a lot with. You don't have to worry as much with what's in the oil and getting it on your skin. So, pro tip: just pick up a cheap thing of like children's paintbrushes at a CVS. You'll be fine. So I'm going to put that down with my other paintbrush that's going to need to go into washing. I'm doing something off camera that I'm just going to anoint the Agares candle with because I already anointed the other candles. I just don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. And we're going to light some incense. Did you burn? Yes, you burned. Your coat. Let's see if we can get our monthly bag champa. I tend to use torch lighters because I have a lot of inflammation in my hands. So I have to do things that make things easier for me to like open and close and turn on and turn off, because holy crap, sometimes the amount of strength it takes to squeeze a freaking shampoo bottle makes me feel like I am trying to crush rocks. Not fun. Okay, there we go. Light Agares candle. So again, a lot of the ritual prep I already did. I've already casted. I already have the circle open. I'm just gonna do some of the basic stuff. I totally don't remember, but I have to look it up. Agares N. We're going to use our little wand. So. Larish, Tassa, Vefa, Velik, Belial, Ranish, Tassa, Ubaraka, Biasa, Ikar, Lucifer, Gonic, Tassa, Bubin, Florius, Jadon, Tassa, Poet, Naka, Leviathan. Rayon, Gonin, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Gonin, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Gonin, Ar, Da, Agares. Agares, I call you forth, great Duke. I call you and your energy to flow through me, in me, around me, surrounding me on all sides. As above, so below, I beseech you to join me in this ritual operation. Rayon, Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. 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 Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, 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 Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. There we go. I just felt the energy shift at that point. So, Rayon, Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Ganon, Ir, Da, Agares. So now we are going to, now that we've invoked, and just to give the from the demonolatry perspective, Evocation is considered to be a command, like a forceful command. So when you evoke something, you're like, it would be like grabbing someone and pulling them inside your house and be like, "Hi, you're gonna go clean my toilets now," kind of thing. Like thinking of it in terms of polite manners. Invocation is the invitation of, "Hey, come in. Let's have a drink and Netflix and chill or whatever." Um, so that's sort of the difference there. So we work with invocation more than we work with evocation and that forceful summoning, pulling, binding kind of sense. So we're going to move on to the Book of Agares. And I am going to go grab my frankincense and lemon balm. We're back with our fancy ruby red vintage glass with some lemon balm and frankincense. I don't know what we need it for yet, so we're going to put that right there. This is definitely an arts and crafts night, and my hips are really starting to hurt from sitting on the floor. So, we've got our empty journal. So you can do the construction. I mean, you don't have to do it in front of your altar. You can do it anywhere. I mean, you can invoke spirits anywhere. Once invoked Abaddon at a gas station. True story. So, what are we doing here? Didn't I cover on the back? Still draw or paint the seal of Agares, either in silver or gold. If the cover's nice. So what I am going to do, I'm not going to, at least on the front, I am going to take this seal of Agares, probably not real gold, and I am going to affix that to the center. Hopefully my glue is strong enough. If not, I will grab the other Gorilla Glue that I have. All right. All right, let's hope this holds. Oh. So, what I'll also do is do it on the back. So it says either in silver or gold. I have some metallic markers. I'm going to need to look at the sigil of Agares. I'm going to do a dry run first before I mark this on the book. So Agares kind of looks like, I don't know what Agares looks like. Kind of looks like a funky urn or frogs. They're two frogs again. I don't know why they look like frogs to me. All right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. That way. Yeah, one would think I would be better at doing sigils considering I went to art school, but sadly, no, I am not. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 little oops. And 2 little. All right. All right, I think we can draw something. Now the question is, will this ink, this is, I think, a permanent Craftwork pen. I should also test to see if it sticks to the boop. Damn it. I just slid that, so now I have a slight mess. Be right back. So in the interest of time, and so I don't make so mess, I just taped the coin into place while the glue was drying so I could do the other side. But as a bonus, I did find out where I got the coin from. It is from kingsolomoncoin.com. So there you go. Now I am going to attempt to draw the sigil of Agares on the back of the book. So, not too shabby. So And hopefully the coin will stick to the front. I may have to use a different kind of glue, but yeah, there. So now I can put my Agares seal back on. So for this part, we're gonna, on the second page, we're gonna glue a piece of foil, mirror. On this page, I'm gonna do it on the inside because I feel like if I glue a piece of mirror to a piece of paper, it's just gonna pull the piece of paper out of the book. So what I have are, I showed them to you in the BL video, these little 3x3 mirrors. So we're gonna glue the mirror. So below the mirror, you'll write your magical name and place your personal seal. If you have neither of these, you can just put your birth name. This is your book, after all. Okay. So on to stage 2 of crafting. So this book is, it doesn't have a heavy binding the way some journals do. Actually, I'm trying to think where I want to put that. No, I guess I could put it here. That might work. Okay, this other glue is not working very well, or it just doesn't work well on. But we have all of our stuff. This part I can do mostly facing you because I don't really have space. Well, I mean, I have good space to do it over here. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about, as far as like the Goetia rituals, is like the brass vessels for putting your sigils and stuff like that in. I have a big one that I use for everyone, all of them. So this is just a big kind of like jewelry box. It's got a mirror in it. So, and that one's going to stay out here. For doing individual workings, this I just picked up at a thrift store. Something told me I needed to get this for this. So that's my little thing. I'm gonna have to edit these videos. Oh wow, I have a lot of incense. Another lighter is the. I have one of those swinging sort of incense things. I can't find the top to it. But anyways. All right. Take that. I'm going to find something heavy to put on that, maybe give some pressure so the thing stays in place. All right, so now we're going to put our little mirror into the second part. I'm probably not going to be able to show the book again for a little bit, simply because of gluing things and waiting for things to dry. And trying not to get Gorilla Glue or super glue all over my fingers because it is a bitch to get off. I'm going to use both types of glue. This other one comes out a lot faster. Sometimes the glues like depend upon what kind of surface you have. Oh, I lost the Book of Agares. There it is. So you could also, in place of this type of mirror, you could also use a small black scrying mirror. They do sell like pocket-sized ones, not like the huge ones. So that is something you could use there as well. Small piece of, or you can make your own black mirror. Simple mirror. No. Okay. So we're gonna put our names. Does it tell you what? You know what? I'm going to do it in gold because why not? So I'm going to put my magical name and my actual name. I have a sigil for my magical name. I just don't. It's over there. I'll have to get it. And my real name. And I'll be right back. Sadly, my sigil got something spilled on it at some point in time, so half of it rubbed off. So we're going to kind of go in and recreate this a little. We've got those. That's good. So we've got. I hope I gave myself enough space to do this. That works. I'm not going to show you all the stuff, but anyways, so I think we're done gluing. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna have to clean up the outside of it a little, but so far so good. We've got the seal of Agares on the front. I drew the sigil on the back, and then I have my little mirror page. So there we go. The mantra or the, what you want to say with this book is with your attention. This is my Book of Agares. It is an extension of my divine self. It is a sacred record of the manifestation of my will. And that's something to keep in your mind while you're constructing it, to kind of focus that intention. And okay, so on the mirror page, I now need to do a little finger prick and take a piece of my hair. I need a haircut. Just says a lock of hair. Well, hairstylist is gonna be like, why are you missing one little tiny piece of hair right here? I'm like, well, I'll tell you why in a minute. And now I don't have any tape handy. See, this is what happens. I prepare for rituals and then I freaking forget things all the damn time. Like, I didn't take my. All right, we're gonna put my piece of hair. Look at my pretty pink hair. Ceremonial scissors and a piece of tape. So let's grab my piece of hair. Okay, hair kind of hangs off the edge, so we're just going to snip that a little. And then I am going to find my, there it is. Why, hello. And now I'm going to use my diabetic lancet to also add a drop of to the mirror page as well. Alrighty. Now, right, so one of the key elements here, you could do this preliminary, or you can do it during the ritual, is to sort of cleanse yourself, especially if you attract like astral parasites and cruddy bits and things like that that get attached to you. So you can do this by taking like a salt bath or anointing yourself with like, she suggests clary sage oil. You could even, clear out your energy with a, I just happen to open to the right drawer, selenite wand, so you can kind of clear your energy field, your aura, get that off. I'm a Reiki master, and I don't remember if when I was doing the invocation, because I was in that kind of state, if I called in I don't think I did for this ritual. I did for the Bael ritual. So it's kind of, I haven't turned off the Reiki. So the Reiki is still kind of like that energy still flowing through me. But again, what I would do with that is I do sort of a simple invocation of Reiki, where I'm like, Reiki, please flow through me for the greatest healing good, connecting with Agares, for the intention of creating my manifestation, Book of Agares, to bring forth, you just kind of state your intention to bring forth and manifest all of your goals in this book. And please keep my energy separate and protected. I call forth, conjure, and command the Reiki symbols of Shoku-rei, Seihei Ki, Hanshazi Shonen, and Daiki Mio and Daizan. A lot of times when I do that, I'll do things so. Shoku-rei, Seihei Ki. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll draw the symbols with like a wand, like a ceremonial blade, a piece of selenite, my finger. You could do it mentally in your head. So I've already done this, so I'm just kind of explaining to you the process with it. So what each is, so Shoku-rei is the power symbol. Seihei Ki is the like emotional healing aspect, or like anything having to do with the emotions. Hansaji Shonen is the, how to describe it? It's a very complicated symbol, but because all of the Reiki symbols are in Japanese kanji, so yeah, it's intense if you're not familiar with like working with that kind of thing. So I believe it's kanji. I think that's the right word. Been a long time since I had my Japanese art history class and read the Tale of Genji, all like 1,200 pages of it. So Hanshazi Shonen will do two things. It will connect, like if I'm sending Reiki to you over distance, I would use that symbol to connect to you, to send you Reiki, like for me here in Pennsylvania to you in California. It also is something, because Reiki is timeless, you could send Reiki to yourself in the past. You could send Reiki to yourself in the future. If I'm like, so say I suffered from nightmares, what I could do is I could now, since I can't do Reiki while I'm asleep, technically, what I could do now is send myself the Reiki for when I fall asleep. So it's focused on the intent of alleviating nightmares. That's one way that you can do it. So I realize these videos are going to be fairly long. So bear with me. Granted, I'm going to be editing a fair amount out of here. So anyways, I'm going to cleanse myself with some self Reiki. And also I've got since I have it handy in my hand, my selenite kind of clearing. There's a lot of different ways you can clear out your energy. You could take a sage bundle if that's your jam. You could take a stick of Palo Santo. I like to use crystals a lot of times to kind of clear out. Like selenite is great for just, it's the big reset button as far as crystals go. So anyways, should get in the habit of doing this more often. We'll end up with so much sludge. Put that away and move on to the next step. Okay. I set it on the altar facing east, and I have no idea which direction is east from here. If you're terrible with directions, like me, use your phone's compass app. Well, I am currently facing... Oh, hey, well, lucky me. My entire altar faces the east. So that's easy enough. I'm just going to have to clear up space on here that I can... All right. So now we are going to place our Book of Agares on our altar facing the east, which my altar faces completely east. this is where we come in with the olive oil, lemon balm, cinnamon, and frankincense. Ooh, get my gold candles too. And once again, Jen forgot something. And this is my culinary olive oil and cinnamon. I didn't feel like walking all the way to the back of the house to grab that. And it's like the universe knew I was going to do this ritual because I happened to pick this up. This is, I believe, the Avon. Avon used to actually make some really amazing like glass. Like this is a beautiful like red ruby. It's a little kind of like decanter, kind of like pouring thing. So I figure this would be good to put this oil in. And I also have the Agares oil as well. So, well, now I finally have a use for these cute little spoons I got because I have a big thing of cinnamon. Hi, there we go. So we are going. Ooh, that is some cinnamon. So we're going to put some cinnamon in our jar. Hi, Moon. And I have my little cup that has all of the lemon balm and frankincense in it. The Moon is suddenly very interested in whatever it is I'm doing. She's like, hey, it says stir with the ritual blade, but hey, I've got a cap, so I can just shake it up. So we have doth shooketh the running out of space on my altar, but there we go. So we've got that. And now what do we do next? At the center of the ritual space, place the book, surround it with 3 yellow or gold candles. Do not light the candles yet. Okay, yeah. We do, in fact, have a whole bunch of new gold candles. Hi, Moon. What's up? Now, when it comes to consecrating the vision board, I can't exactly put it entirely on my altar, so it's kind of going to be altar adjacent. Let's go with altar adjacent, but not in a way that we're going to set ourselves on fire. So I just needed something that I could fit that would hold chime candles in. And luckily, I bought these many years ago. I think I actually got these at Target. They've gotten these at Target, actually. So it says to surround. Right. Order to my book sideways. Okay. From all 4 quadrants of the ritual space and the center over the book, invoke Agares using the N invocation. So we're going to start facing the east. Rayon, Ganon, Ayar, Da, Agares. 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 Okay. And the next part, we do the same thing, but now with the oil to consecrate. Rayon, Ganon, Ayar, Da, Agares. Rayon, Ganen, Ir, 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 Da, Agares. So now at this point, once again, off screen, I need to add a drop of to it. So we are going to off screen. I did that a little too low. Poor thumb. My thumb is going to be not happy tomorrow. So right, I've added the stuff I needed to add to it, and we're gonna shake. So at this point, what we're gonna do before we light the candles is we're gonna take the book, hold it on our lap, and we're gonna dip our finger into the oil and consecrate the outside of the book. This specifically calls for using your finger. I would normally probably use, I would probably actually use a paintbrush, to be honest. It's just cleaner. So. This is my Book of Agares. It is an extension of my divine self. It is a sacred record of manifestation of my will. So the next step is to go to our mirror page and gaze into the mirror and repeat the N of Agares. And we will anoint this page with oil as well. Myself. So at this point, what I'm just going to do it for this page. So this part of the process, you're going to repeat on every single page. So that's going to take me a little bit of time and will be boring AF for you to watch me do that. The same thing 250 times. So with this particular one, we're going to do Agares N and the little intro mantra we did. So we want to gaze into the mirror. Rayon, Ganen, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Ganen, Ir, Da, Agares. Rayon, Ir, Ganen. That's it. No, Rayon, Ganen, Ir, Da, Agares. This is my Book of Agares. It is an extension of my divine self. It is a sacred record of the manifestation of my will. Ooh, I just got a little chill. So now what I'm going to do, and I will sign. I'm going to look and see if there's any other instructions beyond this, because this is going to the brunt of the ritual is going to be anointing every single page, doing, while either reciting the N or the mantra or a combination of both, or internalizing it. So once you're done, you're going to again take the oil up to every quadrant, and invoke the N again. I guess it's important to wet your finger with the oil and as you anoint each page. And then when you're done, you hold the book against your chest, thinking about all your hopes and dreams, and let that wash over you as you imbue your energy with the book. Keep any negative self-talk at bay, which is a good mental note for me, because so after I'm done anointing all of the pages of the book, I then place it back in the circle and light the candles. At that point, you're imagining a pillar of golden light from the floor to the ceiling, encompassing the book, imbuing it with the energy of success. Let the book sit between the candles, taking in that pillar energy for at least 1 hour. Yes, you can thank Agares, allow him to part in his own time, and grab a snack if it so inclines. If you are so inclined, probably will. So repeat the pillar process once a day for 5 to 7 days. And after you light the candles, you can walk away for an hour. You don't have to I don't believe you have to consecrate every single page. It would just be, taking the book, doing the quadrant stuff, putting it in there, lighting the candles. I'm just going to have to remember to do this every day for 5 to 7 days. You don't need to reconstruct the ritual space over and over. Just keep all of the work you might be doing away from your book, especially if this isn't particularly positive, blah, blah, blah. Once the 5 to 7 days are up, the book is ready for you to use, and you can store it wrapped in gold, yellow, or white cloth. I got some fancy sequin gold cloth. So every time you use the book, once you're done this week-long process, every time you are supposed to every time you want to use the book to write something in your manifestation journal, you will start by looking into the mirror, saying the N of Agares or a personal invocation of your choice, and then you'll open up to the very first page and be very specific. Don't just write, "I want money, y'all." Well, okay, how? Because if you say, "I want money, y'all," what's the path of magic? Takes the path of least resistance. So, do you want money because your house burnt down and you lost all your possessions, but hey, you get a nice insurance check? Or do you want to be more specific about it? I always say be more specific, because that's how my car got paid off, because it got totaled. And there's a difference, and I mentioned this before, or maybe in other videos, where it's the difference between I need, $1,000 for my car inspection versus I will have $1,000 for my car inspection. So it's that little difference. You're manifesting it, not going, "Oh, I need this." It's going, "I will have this." That's what's manifesting it for you. So you don't need one page per request, but you should only use like requests on like pages. So if one page is financial, go to the next page for love, the next one for healing, the next one for naughty stuff, So you can do it in sections. So, you could kind of, depending on, like, I know most of the stuff I do in manifestation magic is going to be around, the vast majority is around business related stuff, finances, that sort of thing. There's another layer that is for like healing. There's another layer that is for spiritual pursuits. There's another layer, excuse me, it's for love and relationships. And not only just romantic love and romantic relationships, but like friendships or familial relationships, self-love, your relationship to yourself. And then you could also make one that's for cursing. So, and so on and so forth. There's plenty of intentions and stuff that you could do, and how, but it's important to keep your attentions clustered together. Like, don't be like, I want to meet my soulmate and death curse this stupid, mofo. But I digress. So in closing, according to the Book of Agares by S. Conley, highly recommend this. The book works by acting as a conduit of communication between the physical world and the demonic plane. You write something in the book, it goes out into the universe, it comes back as manifestation. So I'm not going to go into every single thing because, So again, one of the reasons I picked up the gold and silver pens, you can consecrate. I mean, even though this is just a generic mass-produced thing, you could consecrate these as like ritual use pens that are specific for this book. So it's not necessarily like, I have a hard time because of the issues I have with my hands, because I have so much like joint pain and inflammation, and also like I get like awful psoriasis right here, only right here though. So sometimes like I have a hard time using my hands for precision type stuff. So to use like I have a really nice glass fountain pen. I've got all the magical inks, the dove blood, the dragon's blood, and one other something ink. And I don't really use them because I have a hard time holding and writing with that particular pen. So it's okay to modify anything that's in these to suit your needs. Like I do my rituals for the most part as comfortably as possible as I can because of my chronic pain. And I'm going to take a break in between this. I might be doing I was hoping to also do the first gate of the Noctamaran tonight, but I don't know that that's going to be possible. We'll see. I'm going to go sit on the couch after I'm done with this while the candles are burning for the hour. So, anyways, I have to check and see, does it say I have to sit here and anoint every single page, or can I anoint every single page while sitting on the couch? I'm going to guess I can anoint every single page because the couch is just like right over there. So we're in proximity to altar space. One of the things I did, I'm just going to grab. So I did this last year. I have these angel aura quartz harmonizers. I use these as like beacons to like energetically link all of my altar spaces together. So like I don't have to always be at this altar working. I have a beacon like this in my bedroom. So in case like if I'm doing the meditation stuff in there, or the free writing or the dream work, I've got the beacon that connects me to this energy. I have one in my workspace because I have a little sort of little mini altar on my main where I do all my work. So that's linked to that. So I can take this over to here. It links to, I still have two more on the altar. So that's something I did. That's something that was given to me by the spirits that I work with to help me build a practice for when my body doesn't work. So, anywho, without further ado, I'm going to start anointing the pages, get the candles and all that done. I might be able to do the Noctamaran gates. I need a little break. The thing with doing the gates is you have to do them at each gate should match up with the time of day you do it. So if I'm going, it's currently 12:30 at night. So if I want to do the Noctamaran first gate, I should do it at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Tomorrow's Sunday. Anyways, so that is that. I may or may not add more about my work of Agares, or maybe I'll add a secondary video. I don't know. But I will also let you know how this works out in tandem with my vision board and the work I've done with Bael. So I'm also going to consecrate that with the oil. What's nice with this is like I get like I don't have to dip my finger into the jar. Like I can just kind of shake. This part gets the oil on it, so I can go and bonk into and anoint everything on my board, on the board itself. So anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Be sure to click the notification bell and sign up for our e-newsletter and follow us on social media so you know what we're going on, because algorithms suck. But hopefully this ritual and the ritual I did with Bael will kick the algorithm's ass. Love y'all.